See Crystal Edge Technology Screens in our FLEBT company. I am working on something outside the box. As I said before, that I like doing the projector mapping and all that good stuff. I mean, we're still doing testing on our some of our projection screens, and right now I do want to concentrate on more of the visual effect technology we make, because this is something we use for companies, and companies buy this stuff up, and it's change of pace, something different. I do need to change the pace from time to time. I like to work on other technology that we develop. We develop several different forms of technology. We develop visual and projector mapping technology, which I've done. You're saying we're still working and still developing technology under projection screens, but we can switch if we want to. And I do want to switch over to this visual effect. So we figured out how to build the vortex. We're making smaller prototypes of them, and then after that, the smaller prototypes, then we'll build larger ones. We have blueprints to design and build much larger units. But these visual effects are going to look fantastic for office buildings, the display centerpiece when you walk in through the front door. So in order for us to get to that point, there's stages to everything. Ad tech gives us access to everything. Once we display onto a company's glass, first thing they're going to ask is, hey, what else you guys got at the end of the day? This is where we can incorporate projection screens, floor technology, ceiling technology. iTech opens up a lot of areas for us because, we're advertising through glass, and that gives us an easy way to go in and just say, hey, look, I got an idea. We've got this kind of crazy abstract art that's going to be a beautiful centerpiece for when you walk into the office building. It's quite crazy looking. So it's going to open up a lot of doors for us, but starting with ad tech first. And then our projection screens and stuff like that, we can incorporate them in later on. So we're going to be doing a virtual volcano. I like the fact that when I went to an art museum, I saw that abstract design. It was just all black. No color, just all black. Now imagine you could change that to any color, any design, turn it liquid, you can turn it to fire, turn it to anything you want, even though it's all black. That's what I found fascinating. That's where I got the idea to say, hey, look, we can build sceneries and bring those sceneries to life. I can have people biking in the background. I can make it snow on top of a cottage. Everything, anything. Mind you, the entire abstract design is one big giant screen. It's just so we can map whatever we want into it. Or if we project it, the whole thing becomes one image. If we map it, we can pick out each piece and actually design it the way we want to. So that's what we're going to be doing. Something interesting, something outside the box. All right, so we're definitely going to be sticking to the daily walk and talk. Daily walk and talk helps me myself. I mean, like I said, there's nobody in there. I'm still going to be talking because it helps me to be able to talk and walk at the same time. And this does strengthen my lungs by a lot more than me just basically just walking and not saying anything. We're going to try to keep the other people out of this. We are, and not discuss them. Try. All right, I'm working on it. I just don't like the fact that, it's like you having a birthday party and you have people at your birthday party that can't stand you, but yet they're there eating your food like that. That's what it's like when you have people enter your room and these people are just nasty individuals and they're just there just to hate you. Same scenario. Why are you at my party? Why are you eating my food? Why are you enjoying my music and everything that I paid for, and you're in here hating me? It's like that. So of course, if you spot them, you're going to put them on blast. That's the best way. That's the best way to put it. Best way to put it. Because everybody's got that. What the frick is she doing here? Who the frick invited you? There you go. All you do is talk trash about me in the lunchroom all day long, and you're in here eating my food at the end of the day? Oh no, you got to go. We all been there before, haven't we? That's what it's like when you have people coming to your site that your chats that basically hate your guts, but they're in there. And they're not in there for anything good. They're always in there for something um, no good whatsoever. All right, so we're going to be putting this on the site today. So a virtual volcano. We're going to do a virtual volcano. We're going to do a nice countryside with a nice little cottage in the background. And we're going to be building the vortex. Vortex is a smaller version of it. It does involve two projectors. One's projector mapping, one is actually going to be a physical projector, which we have here. We're actually both physical projectors. Projector mapping to do that application. 2024 Encore GX preferred for around $327 per month with zero do-it siding. Let me see. Here. And we're going to put a date up for when the dark silver Cinemax is going to be available. Right now we have companies that are ordering that through invoice, and it's not you'll get a chance to see it. It's not gray. It has a really interesting color to it. I wanted something that even when you turn the projector off, the screen looks gorgeous, and it should look that way. I don't want to look at, and I'm sorry if it offends anyone when I say this, but you know, other people make gray paints beside them. You know, I just don't want to look at a dull gray screen. I don't want a dull gray screen staring me in the face. I don't want a white gray screen staring me in the face. And for anyone that sits there and says, well, I don't want black, what do you think your TVs are sitting on top of your wall? It's a black screen, literally sitting right on top of your wall. So you do have, if you're looking at our black technology, it looks just like TVs. They just lean against the wall. And I have people several times mistaking them for TVs. Every time they come in, they go, that's the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life, because they're not used to seeing black projection screens. And I go, oh no, that's not a TV, that's a projection screen. So, you know, that's normal, seeing a black screen on a wall. But a big old gray or white, it's very unattractive, it is. But what we try to do is we try to make and design other products that are not black with a really beautiful color to it, so that way you have this very attractive showpiece right on your wall. Okay. Now, if you have projector mapping equipment, or if you have uses for visual displays and stuff like that, we do have a mesh version that's already pre-coded. We showed it off a couple of times in videos. That's the one when you hear Firestarter playing in the background. I love Prodigy. Actually, I still listen to Prodigy. He makes really good music, but he's passed on now. I remember in the punk rock eras, I listened to Prodigy. Yeah, when you're wearing your Doc Martin boots, got your mohawk covered in metal, and you got your ripped tees on. And yes, I did wear the spandex, the tight spandex that had the British flag in the front, and the spike belts and the spike wrists and all that, wristbands and all that stuff like that. Yep, I used to dress like that, piercings and everything. And I'd come out of the subway, and the first thing I would put on is my Prodigy. I was walking down South Street. They even had me a nice leather jacket. Had the safety pins and everything all in it. Let me see. Here we go. There you are. Let's bring you back up. So we do have a massive art community down here. So that is going to be fantastic. You know, the projector mapping application is also used for ceiling applications. Yeah, we use them for infinity ceilings. You don't have to have mapping equipment with it, but it does work with mapping equipment, and it reacts differently with the projector because it's a high grade spray on application. So ceilings and all that stuff, all that's done. If you watch the video, I just uploaded a video of an immersive environment where we did the floor and we did the ceiling. We had the ceiling to crack lightning strikes, and we got the floor to rain. Even Groot, my giant statue, has an invisible coating embedded into him that allows me to project a map right off of it. It's invisible coating. One of the things we're working on was basically developing a coating where the artist did not have to change the color of their design but can still map off of it. So if you have red flowers and you want to be able to project something off the red flowers, remember I showed you the invisible screen a long time ago that we developed for a church because they didn't want to change the historical walls with paint, and we developed an invisible screen so that way they can be able to produce an image without basically being affected by the color of the wall itself. So the walls are brown, and to be able to project off a surface without the screen becoming brown. So this is where we engineered this kind of crazy stuff into the invisible version of it, which if an artist has red, blue, green, beautiful roses, and he wants to bring that to life, he doesn't have to paint it all black. He can just paint it with the invisible coating. And that's the same thing you saw with the FLE that pushed the contrast through. That's invisible contrast. And then with the ability to be able to not change or alter the surface, we also learned that technology along with the color technology, which means we can change screens to different colors, and just because the projector hits it doesn't mean it actually reads the color on the outside of the screen. It's actually reading the technology beyond it. Excuse me, having a bit of a lecture over here. You seem to be late for class? Or are you in the wrong class? Joker. But anyway, so that's what it's designed to do when we do color screens. It's not actually reading off the surface, it's reading what's under the surface, if you kind of understand what I'm talking about here. Once you get light to pass through the surface itself and bring the image under the surface, there you go. You kind of figured out how that all works. Yep. Well, there's a lot of cracking the books. And you know, you have people sit there and go, well, you know, that's not possible. It is, because we have the demonstrations to back it up. You know, it's one thing to say it and talk about things and don't back it up. It's another thing to do. We do have different color projection screens. We do have ad tech, which allows it to feed through light and sunlight and back and forth. And we do have projector mapping applications. All right, so this one's back in. We sell these at 1 gallons only. There's no point selling them at quarts. It's just pointless. Because this is not a roll-on, it's a spray-on application. There's the demo demonstrations, but I'm going to do a little bit more with this. This is all FLE technology. The ENH stands for enhancement. So it's actually FOE, liquid visual mapping enhancement. Because when I had the, or actually I still have my a Lightform system. I was part of the, when Lightform was in business, I was in part of a little group. People got together and they shared their different Lightform designs. And I was watching everybody on these white surfaces, white walls that were projecting up, and the colors were just so washed out, so bland. I was like, you know what? We can incorporate our technology into this machine. And this is where we had some demonstrations where we actually redid a fireplace. The fireplace is actually coated. So invisible coating on that, because we can't paint the fireplace black. It's not ours. All right, 10 gallons. So yeah, we have 10 gallons created for companies. Batch numbers. All right, yeah, everything's all there. And we got free shipping. All right, this one's good to go. I'm gonna need more pictures too. I'm gonna do my virtual volcano. See where we're at. Oh, that's the color screen paint. That we're not, the color screen paint, we're not working on that until football season. I got big plans for that stuff. I'm definitely going to be doing different color screens for the man cave, as you can have a colored screen to match your favorite football team. So we're going to be sending some of that information in. Because they are going to ask for, any company you work with are going to ask, have you ever worked with other companies, what was the results, stuff like that. And we have worked with other businesses before, so It's not hard to get in. By the time we hit summertime, well, actually the end of summer, we should be pretty much well embedded with a lot of businesses around here. So we can use that leverage to go in and send some information over to the NFL to show them these color screens we're working on that will allow them to be able to incorporate them into, like, man cave can have their, anyone has a man cave can have a blue screen or a green screen or whatever matches your football team at the end of the day. Now with that, the reason why we want to contact them, because we want permission. We want to acquire permission to use their licensing, so we can basically design these screens. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a problem with it at all, period. As a matter of fact, I have a friend of mine. He's a big Dallas fan. He has some heavy connections over in Dallas, which is interesting because we're Eagles over here. And he said, man, that's a fantastic idea. When you get this thing done, please send one up to me. It got a bunch of people going to want them also. So that's a screen that's going to be pretty hot. Lid lights and everything to match with the green, blue, whatever team you have. It's going to be the ultimate man cave projection screen setup. And what I see a lot in a lot of these man caves is I see just white screens, which you know how they look at the end of the day. But anyway, yeah, so that's what we're working on. But you need permission for that. Can't just go and grab whatever you want. You got to get permission for it. And of course, they're going to want a percentage of this because, again, we are using their licensed material. Hey, don't do that. Why do you do the craziest stuff I can possibly think of when I'm on camera? You're like a little 5-year-old kid. That's the cat doing weird stuff. I'm not going to do a dish all over the place. Yeah, you have to ask for permission. Can't just go grab and put NFL and anything with all over my site and just, you can't do that. You get in trouble for that. You have to have permission to sell anything with their logo on it, anything whatsoever. Once you get that permission from them, they give you, so you sign your little contract where they send your permission slip from them saying that, hey, look, we give Black Series Edition LLC CEO Kenneth Bird permission to use our licensed material, and then on top of that they get a percentage, which these are royalties we have to pay to them for using the licensed material. See, that's how it works in real life. So for the person who took the Frankenstein, you're going to go to jail for this because you can't do this. Anybody I talk to said, I want to make a Dragon Ball Z game or paint, I literally got to contact them and say, look, this is the idea, pitch the idea to them. And if they say no, guess what? That we can't do it. Got to ask permission. Then once we get that permission, we can basically use the logos, the licensing, anything we want. We can use it because we got full permission to use it. Remind you, within those guidelines too, there's also guidelines as we can't do anything that's going to show any damage or tarnish to their company's name. Which means if we're showing off the screen something like blah blah this and blah blah that, and it tarnishes the image of the company, we can get sued for this. So there's guidelines you have to follow. That's the reason why if you watch stars when they come on top of stage and they're whatever's blurred on their shirt, it's because it could be Nike, it could be Versace, it could be Gucci, it could be anybody. At the end of the day, the company could contact them and say, hey, you're about to do a show and your stuff gets a little raunchy from time to time. We don't want our name affiliated. I mean, you can wear our stuff and buy it. We don't mind that. Well, we just don't want to be a part of that show. So do me a favor, if you're wearing something with our name on it, make sure you blur it. That's why. You have to get permission. Have to get permission. And they will contact you. Now, the only thing we're going to be showing off those screens is sports. Pretty much that's it. Because that's what they're designed for. So we're just going to sports on it, so and so and so. We're going to have on it. I mean, it could get finicky. They could say, okay, look, well, you can't really get around that. You can't. There's no way to get around that. They say that we can only show games with their teams. Our teams have to be involved on there. We can't just show another team. We literally have to have their team involved with the screen we're displaying against another team. I can see about that one. Definitely can see about that because it'd be like we're advertising for another team off their own screen. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to come up, and those documents I'm going to have to read through. There's going to be a lot of documents we got to read through. Make sure we don't mess up and get ourselves in any trouble. All right. Well, that's for the color technology. That's for this summer. That's what we're working on. And then on top of that, we got some interesting stuff we want to do with it for the kindergartens, the little tiny, we had a bunch of little tiny monsters running around. I want to do these cloud screens for their rooms that allow them to be able to watch their movies and cartoons and whatever right off these giant screens that are made out of clouds. And the clouds actually light up and all that cool stuff. So I'm working on, actually, like I said, I've gotten to the point now where we're actually building screens to accommodate our new and formula and technology that we're working on. All right, so this one is already up and going. And we've got the projector mapping technology, which I got to clean down because it's up on the shelf for a bit. We got a nice workout for today, which means we got a good walk. We're going to be walking down to Family Dollar today to pick up the glue that I need to finish off the volcano screen. And I'm going to be going over to pick up my yogurt and relax a little bit in the park. I mean, it's next to the gnat table ever again. There's literally a table where there's just a horde of gnats. Now for that, for those of you who are wondering about when we're going to reverse that stuff, we'll get around to it. Right now we're busy. And that's what I explained to you. It's not something that, it's not done out of, it's business at the end of the day. If it was something that was done out of a revenge tactic at the end of the day, I think that was something we would take care of right away as soon as possible. No, we're good. I got other things to work on. Put that on the back burner. I'll get to it when I'm ready to it. It's not that, this is business. Right now, I got some things I want to do first. We'll get around to that, but I'm in a rush. All right, there's our camera that reads right there. That's our baby right there. Log Tech. They had several versions of this. They had one that was actually the first one, which was not too good. A lot of people didn't like it. And then they had this particular model, which I liked. And then they had another one, which was actually the projector itself. Now, the one that was the projector itself, it was just all in one. But the projector is 1,000 lumens, and it was not a name brand projector. So I knew, like, ooh, it's probably not going to work on our stuff either way. And so I decided to go with this particular model, because this particular model turns any projector you want into projector mapping application. So that's what I went with. They still support the software, which is good, which means I have to do a software update, and they got some new stuff on there I haven't had a chance to experiment with. We're going to be using that also too for front and rear. A test for this rear. And then I'm working on this kind of we have that liquid blue projection screen you saw on the container on the customer. That right there is going to be used for virtual fish tanks. So we're going to be testing some of that stuff out. Not testing, but playing around with it. Same thing when I saw Tupperware. Never forget that. I was building a computer, trying to figure out what case to use. And I was over in Family Dollar, and I was looking at the Tupperware, the big cabinets, and I was like, you know, you can put a computer in there. And I saw Sub-Zero, that torture rack Tupperware system we designed was built and submerged in the Xbox 360 in those tanks. Now they make tanks out of plastic, which makes them much more easier to manipulate. design. Sorry if I'm quiet, just thinking. When you look at this, you just see a box. Some people see a box. Some people see more than just a box. I see more than just a box. I see a universe. That's what I see. Yep. I see a universe. This is what I mean when I say the ability to be able to think far outside the box. You don't see things the same as other people see them. That's what I see when I see that. I see a universe. I know it sounds crazy, but I do. So say I would need the larger ones, or would I need the smaller ones? Sorry, mine is someplace else right now. I'm seeing something. That would be the base. This would be the portal. Oh, that'd be sick. So we could literally go in and we could build a portal. This is going to be tedious because it's going to be small. And we could basically put a light cloud system in, because I showed you how to paint over LED lights and how to convert them into the interior where they can actually disappear but actually are there. So we need those, and we need a cloud system put in. So I have to put a cloud system in. We'll put in the lights to give it the kind of electrical effect, but it has to be short LED lights. It's going to be multiple, because we need each one to give off a different delay in lights on how to react. If we have all one, it doesn't give off that separation. Like the floor, we did the floor with the circuit board, we had multiple lights there, so each one would have its own time display. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to use short cut. We have to cut these things, we have to cut them chain, but we have to anyway. So we can get shorter lines, and then that way we can actually put in a little cloud system here, 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 here. We can build a nebulon. Actually, let me build one. And then with the inside being coated with that black technology. Oh, that'd be really nice. Of course, we have to use an invisible technology for the clouds. Oh, no. We can go better than that. We can actually build an invisible black projector mapping application. So that way, because I don't want to thicken the clouds. See, the problem is that the clouds have to be transparent. Light has to transparent to the clouds. If you paint that with the black technology we have, it's going to basically darken it, and therefore the light can't transfer through. But if we paint the first application in with the black technology, which is designed to be doing for projector mapping, we don't mind that. We have to have another version of it that has to be painted down where it's not going to be able to coat the clouds, because the clouds get coated because it's cotton at the end of the day. Like this, it's cotton. So if you paint this with an everyday black paint, what's going to happen is you're going to basically darken this to the point that the lights can't transfer through. But if the coating is a black invisible technology that we make, then that means that light can transfer through it. And also to giving us the ability to project a map on top of it. Oh, that's fantastic. This is going to be an interesting little build we're going to put together. See, that's what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, you have to be to think way outside the box. You have to. So this is going to be a very complex design, and that's the way I like it. Something that's very, very complex. See, you got people who want to sound like they're intelligent on camera, but they don't explain anything. That's like a teacher going up there writing a whole bunch of math equations, like, oh, I'm like, what the freak is what the freak does that even mean? You got to teach me this stuff so I know it. Yeah, you can't just be talking about polymers and all that. Come on, that's like if someone sat there and explained to you the name of aspirin and all that, you know what I mean, what it's called and all. I think it has a really strange name to it and all. It sounds all scientific, and at the end they're like, well, what the frick are you talking about? Oh, it's aspirin. Why didn't you just say that to begin with? There you go. But you have to back up everything that you say. So that's why sometimes when I'm putting stuff together, I'll sit there and go, well, I got to build it first because it's the only way I can explain it to you, because you can't see what's in my head. So what we're doing is we're building ourselves a nice vortex. So I can give you an idea of what we're putting together involving the projector mapping. So this is the vortex unit we're going to be using. It starts from a larger hole, smaller hole, smaller hole, and smaller hole from here. This is going to be something special for the base, which I'll explain later on. But with inside these multiple holes, all inside of this is going to be painted black, which is going to have the projector mapping technology inside of it. And then we're going to do and trace the holes all the way around in different areas, not a lot of it, into this cotton system, which we use over there, called the storm system. And with the invisible technology, will be layered against that, because that will also change the color of the clouds, but not also, it also allow light to transfer through, because we need those LED lights to transfer through. And that will allow me also to the projector map right off of it. So we're going to take two different forms of projector mapping applications to do it. And since we have the light form system, we can direct whatever we want, anywhere we want, inside of that projection screen. So we're literally going inside the box now, and away outside the box also at the same time. Now the bottom half, because you have to be to show that if there's like a solar system or some kind of supernova of power, energy that's charging this entire atmosphere, you have to show that there's a source of energy. Where's all this coming from? Because I want lightning strikes in here. I want this whole entire thing to come to life. So on the other end, this is where we attach this. Find it. Got a piece around this. So this is a piece of plastic that we need for the other half. This piece we're going to pop out, we're going to cut it with the saw, and we're going to put a round circle piece on the other end. And that is going to allow me to attach a projector, the small one, on the other end with a fire stick that's going to basically push an image through it that is going to show a form of like a nova charging star on the other end. And this is going to have to be coated with an invisible technology. Because what the invisible technology does, the black stuff we design, if we did this clear, this would push an image all through the vortex. But with the black technology, all that light gets canceled out, and only the image can push through. Which I realized that when I was doing a demonstration, we put something up, and somebody thought the image would transfer through and hit the surface, but it doesn't. It stops there. So this also has to be coated with that invisible technology. Yeah. Now I got all that just from doing that, from stacking those boxes. Because I can already see it in my head. Now I was going to make a giant version of this thing. Yeah, a really big one. But then I thought to myself, like, why are you building a giant, huge one? Just make a small prototype. And then we can go in and we can build a bigger one, because we know how to build a much bigger design than this. Okay. Is this put in with little tiny screws? Or we can just cut what we want out of this, but anything too big. to tell you the truth. Yeah. I wonder if anybody makes a waterproof projector. I mean, literally submersible. We can't say waterproof. Submersible projector. I'm going to save this because this is going to be ready to go for new designs. What we're going to be working on next. That's already on site. Now, like I said, the one you saw where we had vertical screen with the designs pushing all out, that's all micro mesh. That's micro mesh using projector mapping technology. You make an actual cloth for it. Allow you to stretch over stuff and projector map right through it. So I have someone over at City Hall, a few people at City Hall. They're interested in this vortex I'm building. So I'm going to be going over there and showing them some of the cool stuff I'm going to be working on. So I said, keep us in tune. I'm going to get one of those hats with the freaking, what's it called? When I'm going to put the lights all over it with the wires and everything. The guy from the freaking Back to the Future. Yeah. He had the hat on. I'm making myself one. Oh, I like how this doesn't fit correctly. It actually pushes off a little bit. Good, that's beautiful. I like that. All right, so we'll get the glue today. We can glue this and start the structure today. And then I'm gonna pick up 2 more boxes from the post office that I'm going to need to finish off what I have to do with this. Or maybe I don't have to, because we got one right here. So of course we'll be using the solve system. Yep, this is perfect. Got exactly everything I need right here to complete it. And we get our plates or whatever we need. We have plenty of circle objects in here. The circle from larger to smaller to smaller to smaller to smaller. And then we'll put the projection system at the bottom. And then voila. All you have to do is make the formula, put it all together. And then we can code it. Now, I'm going to show you how to make an alternate galaxy just by using regular oil and mica. You'll get a kick out of that one. Yeah. A suspended galaxy. Yeah. Well, actually, it's not mica. It's actually more like extra fine glitter. That's what it is. That's what you have to use. It gives you a very interesting effect. Would not paint this on the screen, you would definitely jack it up. But anyway, it'll give you a kind of a cool, kind of alternate universe effect. It's pretty cool. And it actually moves too, slowly, very, very slowly. Extra fine glitter and baby oil basically moves extremely, extremely slow. But it's suspended. Looks like an alternate gallery. You shake it a little bit and it actually moves. And since light transfers through it, you can actually change the color of it through lights. And actually, lights do run under oil because we build vegetable cool PCs. We can actually drop LED lights into that, and we can actually change out the lighting in the environment, even though it's vegetable oil. Which I'll show you those experiments also. We're going to use one of these. Basic container. This is all we need to do. This is what I use basically for studying the hydroelectric energy. Water pressures. You stack these on top of each other, and you basically put a ton of water at the top, and you put a tube right here. The water actually pressurizes here and pushes it from one section to one section to one section, which is really cool to watch. So you only have one tank full of water, and you can watch the water drop from one tank, pressurize, and push to the other tank and pressurize. Oh, it's pretty cool to watch. That's a fantastic way. If you build a system like that, to It's a fantastic way on how to design your own liquid cooling system, on how you can channel the antifreeze from one chamber to another. And what you do is, as you're putting your tubes in, you put in these little tiny micro fans in there, and it causes the water to flow much easier as it's going through these little fans that are pushing through. Because the water's pushing the fan's moving, gets the constant nice flow. Usually when you're doing those the really advanced water cooling systems, you have to put all kinds of solution in there, because what happens, corrosion and all that will actually build up on those tubes inside, and it'll make it hard for the solution to pass through smoothly, and then you could have a problem with your system overheating and burning out. So it's a lot of maintenance with those things. That's the one thing too. There is a lot of maintenance. But the other ones are actually, they're a little bit more easier. You just have the radiator fans and then your copper block, and that's pretty much it. There's no dropping any kind of solution in it to kill the corrosion or make sure the liquid's flowing correctly. You know what I mean? Because you're going to make sure that antifreeze or whatever you have for the cooling solution is hitting that copper block to cool it down. Because if it doesn't, then there goes your CPU. Yep. I know we haven't forgot about the retro PC and all the stuff we're building and stuff. We just got a lot on the plate, and I want to get started on some of this, so I can do all of them at the same time. And still, we're doing the desk, because the desk involves the tabletop projection screens we're going to be working on also too. So that's another thing we're going to be working on, and one for the back for the acoustic. So we can knock all those out in no time at all. And I have to do installs. Joy! I ain't complaining, trust me. I'm happy when I'm busy. What about you, Mr. Taco? When are you going to get hands singing? Well, that'd be kind of creepy. Never mind, forget it. Stick your balls. All right, so I'm not going to take up much of your time. Just want to explain a few things to you. What we're going to be working on next. We're working on some pretty interesting products, and then on top of that, I got a couple of customized screens that I'm going to be designing. I don't want someone else build them. I'd rather build them myself, then that way I have control over what I want to design. So I do want to go back into experimenting with the liquid projection screen, because we can use that for the hologram technology. Definitely want to work on that. Oh man, can you imagine that stuff being submersible for a fish tank? Submersible projection screen, and the wait. We would have to alter and change that. Can we do that? Can we make a screen out of oil? Is that possible? Yeah, but that'd be a problem. Wait a minute, would that affect the PC? Now we got to do some experimenting. We're gonna go buy ourselves an old computer and see what would happen if we made a screen out of oil and submerge that into a PC. Would that damage? Would any of the chemicals we put in there damage the PC itself? If that's the case, man, we can actually project anything we want into the tank as we have the PC running at the same time. And this is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, I can never be bored. It's virtually impossible. Literally have all this to do, and then something just popped up in my head that fast, like, I wonder, could we convert, if we can make an oil, the oil we drop into the tanks for the computers to run, can we actually embed a formula into that to get that to change, so we can turn that into a screen? Because it's still a base at the end of the day, we just have to convert it, that's all. That would be interesting. I'm going to get electrocuted. Yeah, whatever. Hey, what are you doing over there? What are you doing over there? Is that your buddy? Is that your buddy? I think it's your buddy. Is that your buddy? Hey, Taco. Is this your buddy? Bam! That's your buddy. That's your buddy. Is this your buddy? That's your buddy. Here, you can have him. I don't mind. He likes the sloths. We got a little toy sloth in here for him. You don't think it's his. It's yours. I bought it for you. Go pet your sloth. Yeah, that's interesting. So this is where the portable screens, portable projectors come in handy, because you can put that thing anywhere. Oh, by the way, this has to be done with portables. Very important. I tried using the Sony VPL CS4 for the desk as a form of portrait, and it doesn't go well because it has to be pulled back a little bit of a distance because the screen blurs. On top of that, it makes noise. It does more projector noise. But these little portable ones we have here, these don't make any noise at all. And they're fantastic. And on top of, like I said, it fit nicely to the desk. That's the box I designed so my screen actually shoots in portrait. So that one does 50, like I said. We get our Dells, our Cumies. I'll get myself a nice Cumi or Dell. 300 lumens would be overkill on this, easily. You're gonna do any work today at your chair? You got the chair today? I like how you squint your eyes, give me that kind of that Godzilla look with this half look like me or whatever. All right, I'm gonna get some work done. I pretty much got an idea on how I'm gonna put this together. Of course, we got to bring out my favorite tool. Oh, where are you? Clear off the desk. We're not doing this today. Make sure I got everything in there for that. This is if you're a modder, you build, you design, do any kind of detail work, this is your best friend in the entire world. Your best friend. I like doing projection, don't get me wrong. That's why sometimes on camera, you hear my little rants. Nuts and bolts of building stuff. You hear my little rants, it's because I do get bored. I get bored with the projection screens because it's like, I'm really not getting the challenge in that section. So I leave and I go work on something else because we have that option to be able to go work on other projects. I'm not just stuck to, God forbid, if I was ever stuck to just an ambient controlled environment, I'd lose my marbles at the end of the day. I'm not doing that. That would drive me crazy. But I'm glad we can do other things like go to ceilings and floor without the fear of light messing up our screens. So that comes in handy. That's nice. Definitely gonna need one of these to get this done. So I like the fact that we could do that. We can move around and do what we want and do multi-screens and all that stuff. We can go way outside the box. But sometimes the flat surface, it drives me crazy. I need to see something. I need a different type of screen. What we're building here, this vortex, this whole setup here, this is a projection screen, believe it or not. But except for it's a different kind of projection screen. This will allow you to go inside of the screen. That's what makes it interesting. So this is the kind of stuff I want to build. Things allow you to go into the screen. And as for the other screens you're going to be building, this is going to be a nice little scenery design. We're going to design. We can put little houses and villages and whatever you want. Paint it all black and then hit it with that projector. And we can change the environment at will. I can make it a cloudy day. I can make it a rainy day. Whatever I want. Just like the ceiling technology. If you watch the demonstration that's pulling it through, you'll be able to see that we change the entire environment. Days where I just wanted to relax, I can go in there and I can sit there in a meadow and basically watch the clouds blow over top my head even though it was inside. Or I can just turn the entire thing into a giant aquarium. Whatever I want it. If I want to go visit outer space, whatever I want it. You know what kind of calm that brings over kids at the end of the day? Someone was talking about putting one of those in a daycare. You change the ceiling out to anything you want. It's relaxation. And that's when I'm over there looking at Good Shepherd. But spending a lot of time over there. And the reason why is because I've been studying the building, what they do, how they do things. They do things in there for relaxation and therapy. And that technology can be used for that. That's when I walked up and I saw that chandelier with that area where we can put a screen at. We can turn that to an alternate galaxy easy. And the technology is designed to absorb that light because we have demonstrations showing the screen absorbing tons of light while it's sitting on top of the ceiling. There's a reason for everything that we do. There's a purpose for everything that we do. If I'm going to be in an environment, I'm going to utilize it to the best of my ability so we can use this for other things. Every company that we lay a technology into, or any customer we do business with, this allows us to use this as a reference for our business. And when people see that we do more than just project to a home theater, we do just about everything, yeah, this is the reason why they come to us. Oh, these are the nuts and bolts. I literally got to finish the case. So the case, we can work on that too, since they're working on that. The case, I got to put all the holes in for the screws for the nuts and bolts for the fans. I got to build the port system for the power supply system, which I haven't got around to doing that. So we'll do that today and get that finished. Because we have a cardboard torture rack that we're building. It's going to be a retro system that we're going to be putting together. It's another project we're working on. And we got to finish painting this one. Oh, we got to finish painting this one. I'll get this painted up today. I'll finish it off. Just been a little busy. But this right here is my computer case that I built out of cardboard. And I also have a channel that I'm working on called Cardboard Kingdom, which I go in there and I show people my designs on my imagination of building with cardboard, including the giant cardboard desk I'm putting together. Then we're going to get to the advanced versions of it. We start bringing up the saws and all that equipment, the more heavier, dense cardboard. This is where I'll be showing pictures of my cyberpunk couch, kitchen cabinets, tables, chairs, all that stuff. And people already made a bed. The bed was simple too. Simple bed that pulls out, puts back in, and it actually works. It actually works. I'm actually going to buy one and try it out. Wait till you see the end tables on design. End tables are sick. LED lights, cell phone chargers, all that stuff. Because you know you can build it the way you want to build it because it's cardboard. All right, so we're going to do some tests on that structure, some kind of a to get it to stand. Oh, wait, I'll show you this real quick. Look, so this is what you need to see. All right, so. You see that right there? You see how that's flat to this? So if the table bends, what happens is it leaves a gap in between here because the table will be bending this way, right? It'll leave a gap. But the practice is perfectly flat all the way across. This is where the most pressure would be at right here, because this is where I lean at right here a lot on the table. Put a lot of pressure right here on the table right here. I work here. So the fact that this is perfectly flat all the way across, it's hitting here with no gaps in between, means that the spine system actually worked for the table. This whole table, all this is all cardboard. So I had to build me a panel system to strengthen the surface and a spine system under here. So basically the table would have more support, and it actually worked perfectly. So this thing is not even glued down yet. I'm not going to glue it. I'm going to use a magnetic system that we're going to use, Velcro magnetic system, so that way I can take apart the table and take it where I want to go. Now, we're not painting the table black. Actually, we are going to paint it black. We're going to paint it black, and then we're going to use the tabletop screens to just fit over top of it and display off of it, because again, we're going to be developing this. What better way to advertise it than on our cardboard table, which I can take it to a show because the whole thing comes apart. Yep, so the entire table is all made out of cardboard, including the screen soon. Yep. And see, that's why I said when I say thing on camera, and they message me back and forth. They go, "Oh, you gotta make a table out of cardboard. You don't know what you're doing." Don't you get tired of being wrong at the end of the day? Don't you ever get tired of being wrong? I just sit there and say, that's what I say to them. You ever get tired of being wrong? Because, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing. All right. Well, that'd be a cool idea. We haven't built one of those yet. Oh, man. Yeah, my brain's going to be busy this year. It's going to be extra busy. All right, I got to get out of here. Because, just like sitting on the side of a hill, talking about it's not going to get me to the seat. So, got to get it done. So, Next time I pop up, we'll be on the daily walk and talk, and we'll be going to the destination to pick up glue and yogurt, so we can start working on this project right here and the rest of the other projects we have to get done. We are not going to be shipping gallons overseas, by the way. The only thing that's going to be available overseas is the 16 ounces. As a matter of fact, let me put that in effect right now. Let me see. So I can't believe the conversation I had with that guy. He had a nerve to try to use that as some kind of tactic to persuade me to ship him the product. Don't do that at the end of the day. That's not going to help. It's not going to help at all, period. And then change his mind at the last minute and go, oh, I apologize. I just said something, the spirit of the moment, so and so. No, go with them. Please do. We're good at the end of the day. Yeah, but you're the only one. Yeah, we're the only ones who have those demonstrations. We do. So imagine we can walk into a store. We can basically put screens in for the floors, for the ceilings, for ad tech for the windows, and we can actually put in projector mapping applications all in one hit. They can't do that. Actually, Goose Screen even makes I think they do make a projector mapping application, but it's gray. Where is the 1 gallon at? This we got 1 gallon of the dark silver. That's the 32. That's the physical. Physical screens are available overseas, but we don't want to ship a lot of paint. And gallons, I don't want to ship a lot. 16 ounces I'll ship. Oh, I forgot 16 ounces are not available overseas. We can't ship those either because of the fact that it costs too much money to ship them overseas. So no paint's going overseas at all, period. It'll just be the screens only. I forgot about that. All right, let me see. What do we have here? Yeah, liquids can't go. No liquids are going overseas. Let's put it this way. We have over here worldwide shipping. I gotta change that to, let's see, free shipping. Free shipping. US orders only. That's what he was talking about when he was saying to me that, well, I'll go to Barthez. I was like, well, go ahead. What do you think I was going to do at the end of the day? I was going to sit and go, oh, no. We don't need your business. We're good. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful and all, but if you're trying to use that as a way of trying to, no, don't do that. I had somebody did it with Black Diamond toward me. Oh, I'll go buy a Black Diamond. Oh, go ahead. I don't mind. Go ahead. Buy yourself out. Enjoy. We're good. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just that you're not going to use those kind of tactics on me to think that at the end of the day that I'm going to run for your money. First of all, I don't run for money. I run for God. So, yeah, good luck on that one. And I'm not going to run over that at the end of the day. If you want to go there, knock yourself out. Enjoy. I don't care. When we have so much business and so much stuff coming to us, we really don't care. Let me see. Okay, free shipping US orders only. So that'll be for the projector mapping. Right there, technology. Sorry, we're not shipping any liquids overseas. Remember, that's going to stop. And the reason why it's going to stop, because again, I don't want any liquids. I'd rather have a physical screen, which is much easier, especially if I'm doing business with a company overseas. And this is for future. This isn't because we're stopping liquid formulas from going overseas. It's not for anything else. It's not for, like, put it this way. It's not, don't get a negative response out of that. It's for business. It's for larger projects, for things we're working on. When the guy was saying, well, companies ship all the time overseas, yeah, because they have you have to have so much paperwork to ship over gallons and gallons and gallons of a chemical across through customs. A ton of paperwork. And even if you do have a business and you do have the paperwork, it can be a freaking headache, because I've done this one already before when we had the guy come down and brought all that paint and was shipping our stuff overseas. That stuff can become a nightmare. You can have stuff literally on hold. Like you can have an event coming up and they can put that stuff on hold and they can hold it in customs until they get around to basically figuring out what the heck are in the containers, this, that, and the other. So you could be sitting there for a bit. And you can have all these investors on the other end getting ready to set up. All that gets put on hold. I've been to that before. I literally had, when they had to put investors on hold, they had to put meetings on hold because we had to wait for customs in order to get around to figuring out whether or not this stuff is going to be passable or not. And they're asking us for information and we're sending them back information. Done that one already before. Physical screens, not a problem. Easy to transfer through. It's not a chemical. So I learned that lesson down in time that next time we do something and we're doing any businesses overseas, it'll be physical only and no paint. And that's the reason why. So I don't want people overseas thinking at the end of the day, oh, he's doing that because, you know, he just doesn't be bothered with us. No, I want to be bothered with you. It's just that basically we have to do this on an easier way. I don't want the headache. Because you have no idea how that feels when you develop only screen paint, so we didn't have a physical screen and that's all we had. And we got this major contract staring us in the face. And this contract literally can be canceled out because of the timeline of getting these items over there to customers, to investors, and to stores can be basically distinguished due to the fact that customs policy. And I can understand customs policy 100% because they have to make sure that nothing's coming into their country that can potentially harm the country. I support that 100%. So I have nothing against that. We just want things to run smoothly. So it comes from something that happened in business, to learn from a learning experience on why it's very complicated to do formulas back and forth. And even if you do, and these people did have the paperwork because they've done this, they did importing and exporting, whatever you want to call it. They've done this before. This is what they do. And they said it can be a bit of a nightmare. So your stuff can be sitting on there for a while, and all those investors will just have to wait. So I was like, you know what? If we had a physical screen, that would have made it so much easier. Yeah, tell me about it. There he goes. He agrees with me. So it's not anything personal. It's business. Things you learn from experience. All right, where's the other one? That's not it. There's one missing. That's why a majority of screens we're making under the new technology. As a matter of fact, all the screens we're making under new technology, the screens absorb sunlight, they're physical screens because we can ship that anywhere we want. And it's very important that we get those gamer screens, that new TV technology in Japan, in Dubai, in England, and all these different countries, that we have that technology embedded down there. So we have a plan for everything on what we're doing. You have to have more than just, like I said, splashing around chemicals and making products. You have to have a solid business plan on how you're going to grow and build your company. And for years, we spent so much time online doing business, establishing and building our company's name, doing testing and testing our products to get ready for this next level. It takes a while. It does. You know, the fellow who developed the Black Diamond technology, I think it was like 11 years he spent when working on that technology. 11 years. It takes a while. It takes time. Can't do this stuff overnight. Can't just be making stuff up overnight. You can't. You need tons of testing. And I could tell he tested that stuff. He had to. That stuff is very good. It's a very good technology. It's very good technology. He took the time, he tested that stuff correctly. 11 years. You got to respect that. That's dedication right there. We're up 13 years of research. So let me see. FLE. That's a physical. And for you naggers who want to sit there and laugh about garages, people working in garages, majority of the inventions and things that you enjoy today were developed either in a home or in a garage somewhere, or maybe even a barn. Yep. The plane you go fly on to go visit your family members. Yeah, Wright Brothers actually engineered that in a barn. the Model T Ford, yeah, a garage. You'd be surprised. So you don't have to have this massive facility for all this stuff. No. Most of these inventors who did this stuff, basically, most of them weren't even making any money. Some of them did have some jobs here and there, but they weren't making money. But all their time went into their work and their research. That's what they went into. And now because they spent the time to do all this, you have what you have today. A lot of stuff was not engineered in fancy facilities. That came later on in time. Let me see. Where are you? Oh, that's the. Wait, that's only invoice only. That's there. I'm gonna make that right there. We should have 2 of these. That's 32. So what happens when you have a lot of products and you can't figure out. And this is what I'm going through. You think that's crazy? How many products I have on this page? I have 77 on this page. I told you it grew in numbers. We're at somewhere between 73. We developed a couple more new products. So I got 77 of these to go through to figure out where it's at. All right, that one over there. It's not right there. Found it. Then another thing too, even though the containers are locked quite nicely, if we do have any abuse by the carrier and a container does burst, this does not. This is very interesting. We have to send over a whole bunch of information on the product, on this water base and all that stuff and everything, so they know it's not a hazardous material. So that's why we're not doing any more paints and stuff overseas. Like I said, I got plans to do contracts overseas. Oh, I do have plans. I got things set up in the works to do distributorship our technology overseas. I would love to see AdTech in Japan. I would love it. All those displays, I would love to see it. But in Dubai, oh heck yeah. Let me see. Free shipping. And this is what he was mad about, because I told him this decision was going to come in. I give everybody updates. If something changes, we send you out a message saying, hey, look, this is what we're going to be planning. This is what we're doing. This is going to happen. This update's going to come through, and it's going to come through soon, so we can lock this in. And this is where he got upset and got angry with me and said, hey, look, I can go to Parte. Oh, go ahead. Knock yourself out. And then later on came back and said, well, he doesn't have what you have. Because, yeah, they checked the video demonstrations and all that stuff. No, he doesn't. Now, see, we could have sent him up a physical screen. That would have been perfect for his setup, but I didn't like his attitude. So, good. No, I'm good. Free shipping, U.S. orders only. U.S. We have a right to refuse if we choose. Free shipping, free. Should be free shipping, U.S. only. U.S. only. Now, keep in mind, please understand this. If you do order and you're overseas, some people try to be slick and they try to order thinking we won't see the order. I get notifications that pop up on my phone. It tells me exactly what went through, who ordered what, everything. So with that being said, we will actually return the money right back to your account. And send you an email advising you that shopping cart is not for shipping overseas. Now, the acoustic screens, yeah, they're pre-coded. They're already done. It's a front and rear technology. We're going to be using a couple of those for some companies, for the restaurants, for outside, because like I said, it's a fantastic screen. I'm actually in the process, right, of working on a new design for an outer box. So that way we can customize the outer box for your projector, and these things are going to be pretty cool looking when we get done with it. As a matter of fact, I actually figured out a few odds and ends I'm going to add to it, but I'm going to keep that secret. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to add to it, but I tell you one thing: it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper than spending $800-900 for one of those babies. And on top of that, they don't make them customized. So the problem you have there is you don't actually know if your machine actually do get the measurements. You got to measure your projector, but from what I've seen so far, yeah, they're not really built for venues. I've seen some, but they're very expensive, but majority are built for the home theater projector. Ba-bow. 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 Copy. But we're going to design our own outer boxes. Let me see. We have here. Okay. And then there's another one under the dark silver Cinemax. That's another one, which we have to find. It's in here somewhere. So as of today, we will not be shipping any more paint overseas. I have to make that noted on all the different sites we're at. Only the physical screens will be available overseas. Where are you? I know we have a gallon of you in here somewhere. Probably running right over top of you and not seeing you. Oh, man, good thing I was in here, not out there. Here we go. I knew he was in here somewhere. All right. This is our dark silver Cinemax. Pretty soon I'll have our pictures and everything. Sorry about that. Sorry. And I still have screens, physical screens to send out to the other testers. We got people that are going to be testing and showing their stuff off. So I got the physical screens and acoustic screens to get down there to them. But you got to contact them today and tell them we still got that going on. We haven't forgot about you. Just been a little busy on all these different projects. Let me see. Coming soon. Let me see. Change this over here. No. You got free worldwide shipping. Free shipping. Shipping review yes. Well, I'm really surprised if I already landed that because I'm up on a different one on the keyboard. No. This would be definitely easy to do it. Definitely. I'm doing it the hard way. Really? Seriously? Did we not forget that whole thing in there? It's right there staring you in the face. How do we not see that? All right, there we go. That's the last one we have to do. All right, so yeah, if you do order it, sorry, where the money will be transferred back to your account, and with the message letting you know that it's not available overseas. So none of the paints as of today are available overseas. The only thing overseas which you have available, and it's free shipping by the way, will be our physical screens only. And see, some people who don't understand business will sit there and go, oh, well, you know, he's afraid. No. Again, you don't know business. You don't know how things work. And again, if you can't fill out a proper, I mean, it's not hard, application and a statement of due date, which is a very simple application to fill out, to attach that to your LLC, you don't know what you're doing. I looked at the process because as soon as California gets itself back together, because right now things in California are a little crazy, especially for business, I'm not opening up anything down there. I'm just going to wait a while first, see where this goes, and then later on, because I would love to have our technology down there, especially the beach and all that and everything. Right now, I'm going to wait a bit. Before we go down there and do what we have to do. But I actually had to read through that document. because I do LLCs, and I'm reading through California's paperwork, and they have some very interesting paperwork and rules and regulations for businesses to run down there. And one of the things I find interesting about them is their LLC process, because no one else has that statement of due date. No other state has it. They're the only ones that have it. I don't know why, but they have it. So with that being said, the document needed for what they request is simple. And yeah, can't rely on paperwork because that's going to cause some problems. So he should be able to fill it out. He should be able to fill it out. Easily should be able to fill it out. I did an LLC by myself. It's not hard to do at all, period. It's really not hard to do. But you have to know what you're reading and know what you have to understand what those documents are saying. Like a DBA, you have to understand what that DBA is actually, what the paperwork is saying for the DBA. Your license, all that stuff, and you got to do all yourself. You have to understand what you're putting down there. You lie on any of these documents, this can get you in a ton of trouble. So I think what he thought that they weren't going to request anything. Once he finished the documents, that was going to be the end of it, and they weren't going to request anything else. No, they have something called a statement due date that they actually request from the person who basically, from the initial date that you basically filled out the forms and registered for the LLC, which means if your dates are off, if something's in there incorrectly, you're going to have to explain. And the longer it takes for you to explain, the worse it's going to be. I mean, the worse it's going to be. Because then they're going to say, hey, well, no excuses. You had plenty of time to clean that mess up, and you never came in. Now, worse upon worse, oh man, that's perjury. See, that's the jacked up thing about it is government has really, really, really non-forgiving rules about perjury. They don't like it at all, period. That's why it sits there and says on any document involving anything you're signing, are you fully aware and knowledgeable that the information that you put on this document is correct? They're literally, when you basically check off that box, you are basically like swearing under oath in court. And if they catch you, and that's it. You're going to get some time out of it. You're definitely going to get time out of it. You're not going to get probation. This is from the United States government. That's why they put that down there. Because they tell you the penalties are going to happen to you. If you basically lie on these documents, this is what's going to happen to you. You are definitely going to jail. That's a definite yes. And you're going to pay fines through the hoo-ha. So make sure before you check off this box, you read through everything on here. Make sure you fill out everything to the best of your ability, because once you check off that box, all your rights are wiped away. You don't have any rights after that, because they gave you the option. So when you check that off, you basically tell them, hey, look, 100%, I'm good on this. I'm telling you the truth. They'll get you on that. That's why he doesn't understand how serious it is and what he's gotten himself into, how bad it is. Yep. So they say, hey, you checked off the box. You read right through it. You gave your 100% swear on the oath that this information is correct. You waiver all your rights when you do that. All of them. No point in getting an attorney. Forget it. Just go in there and just face the firing squad, because that's what's going to happen. California does request that. But with us, on the other hand, say somebody over here or somebody in place committed perjury and they didn't put all their information in properly. They're not going anywhere near that with a 10-foot pole. They're just not. It's just nothing that comes up. That's it. Once it's set in stone, it's just set in stone. It is what it is. That's pretty much it. Unless somebody puts 2 and 2 together, but I don't know why you would even lie on the document. That's just stupid. It's your company. This is your business off your business. So you want to be as honest as possible when you're filling out documents, because you're talking about your company. That's why we have EIN numbers and all that stuff, because you have to be honest with all your documents. They can literally go back and they can check my records where I had an EIN number. And this is what happened when I applied for my EIN number for this company. They said, hey, you already have one already. Like 20 years ago, I had a company a long time ago when I was using my wholesale license to buy items for myself. And they went back and they found it. And they said, yeah, you have one already registered under so-and-so and so. And I was like, okay, cool. So can I get that one, the name transferred over to this one? Yeah, they transferred everything over. Yeah, go find your stuff. That's just a matter of time when it comes up in that system and it says void and says, hey, we're missing these documents. No, they're sending out messages to you because they will over and over again requesting those documents. If you don't have it, then they're going to bring you up before a panel. You don't want that crap at the end of the day. If that's a panel, they basically do all kinds. You can go to jail on those panels. That's why you don't lie on documents. All right, that's all done right there. Besides, if you're starting a business, you don't want to do it on a lie. There we go. All right, so let me see. Oh, no, definitely did not want that in there. No, they're going to change shipping policy. Jeez, maybe they're going to change shipping policy. Because they have to put in there that the physical screens are only available overseas, so I literally have to go through the entire shipping policy. I don't have time to do it today. I got to be out. I got things I got to do. I'll have to break that down and do that off camera because that's going to take too long to do. This is something light. I don't want to do like detail, in depth. Like this is just light updating. This is really light updating. But that part right there is going to take a lot. I'm not doing that on camera. You know why? Not your fault, my fault. I talk too much and I never get anything done. It takes forever, like 5 and 6 hours to do an update. Now I can see when I build sites, that's a different story. I'm a little quiet when I build those things, but yeah, it shouldn't take that long. Free overseas shipping, physical screens only. All right, so it's noted there too. So it's not just in the shopping cart. You can see. Okay. And we got to change. I'm gonna do that later on. We want to change the title of the store to FLE Black Shop. I need that to come up in the search engine optimizer. Actually, I need to tweak my search engine optimizer again. Make sure this one's in. Always do this twice. All right, let's go over to our front page. Go to pages. We need to go to menus. So you see all the pressure I'm putting. I sit on my desk like this, so I have my hands out and I push my weight to it. I'm about 180 pounds. So yeah, that's gonna hold pretty good. I wonder now, can I make a bed out of this thing? Because this thing is actually pretty sturdy. It's really sturdy. But I think this time I'm gonna do a different type of skeleton, exoskeleton. We do a different type of exoskeleton cardboard structure. What you gonna do? I'm gonna test some stuff out. So I can stand on one of these things. It's pretty sturdy. Let me see. Let's see. We gotta go over here. Get rid of this. See what we got going on down here. Wow. 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 You deep thinker, you. Wow. Oh, gosh, yeah, it's on the other side. We have to come over here into. Very nice. There we go. We'll that to the side. It's gonna work. Okay. Get access to you. Okay, free shipping only. Free certified free shipping. Drive mail. New service only. Free service only. Why do you have a capital there? That's just, I need a capital there for that. I have to go back and check the other one now. Free those in capital. And free overseas shipping. Physical screens. Okay, well, that's set in stone. Now, when I get back in, I just have to go through all the shipping policy. Yeah, we got the other company too, so I have to be over there too to get that one finished too. We have two companies. All right, I don't think we have a physical screen. Do we have a physical screen over there? Oh, no, we never put it in. Did we have one? Let me check for a minute. Where is the other company? Here we go. Wait. Before we do all this, just want to make sure. I know I always do this twice. It's a habit. All right, let me see. Let's go over here and let's check out over here. Make sure. Maybe we have physical screens over here. I don't know if we have physical gunmetals or not, if you put them in or not. All right, let me see. Marketplace, buy it now. Let me see. What do we have up here? Oh, they are all physicals. Okay, these are all physical screens. Cool. Yeah, that's right. We don't do screen paints over here anymore. We got rid of them. So there's no screen paints on the Crystal Edge site. It's all physical screens. So all these are available overseas for free shipping. All right, people. I got to go. Thank you for your time and God bless.